The grand chamber of the Galactic War Council fell silent as the massive doors groaned open. Representatives from 47 species turned their various sensory organs toward the entrance, expecting to see the supreme Overlord Crax Theta arrive to demand their surrender. Instead, a lone human walked in. She was small by galactic standards, barely 2 meters tall, wrapped in scorched combat armor that had seen better days. Blood, both red and purple, streaked her face. Her left arm hung uselessly at her side. But in her right hand, held by its crown of bone spikes, was the severed head of Crax Theta himself. The Vrixian ambassador's tentacles went rigid. The Moldari delegation's hive mind buzzed in confused panic. General ZYX of the Theranian Empire, a warrior species known for never showing fear, took an involuntary step backward. The human walked to the center of the chamber, her boots leaving bloody prints on the polished floor. She lifted the head higher, ensuring everyone could see the Overlord's 6 eyes, now dark and lifeless. "My name is Commander Sarachin," she said, her voice carrying despite her obvious exhaustion. 48 hours ago, your Supreme Overlord gave humanity an ultimatum: surrender or face extinction. He broadcast the execution of our ambassadors across the galaxy. He destroyed 3 of our colony worlds as a demonstration. She dropped the head. It hit the floor with a wet thud that echoed through the chamber. "We declined his offer." Admiral Cressith of the Altarian fleet found his voice first. This is impossible. The Overlord's flagship had a crew of millions. His personal guard numbered in the thousands. How did one human? One. Sarah laughed, a harsh sound devoid of humor. "Oh, Admiral. I wasn't alone. I had my squad with me. All 12 of them. 13 humans defeated the Harbinger of Endings?" The Vrixian ambassador's translation matrix struggled with the concept. "The ship that conquered systems? We didn't defeat it," Sarah clarified, pulling a small device from her belt. "We traded for it." She pressed a button. A hologram materialized, the Overlord's massive dreadnought, and then nothing. Just empty space where it had been. 13 humans, 1 antimatter bomb, and the willingness to use it, Sarah continued. "My squad stayed behind to make sure it detonated. They knew they wouldn't make it out. They volunteered anyway." The council erupted in chaos. Some species had thought humanity too primitive, too new to space travel to be a threat. Others had seen them as useful fodder for the war effort. None had expected this. "You're monsters," whispered the gentle collective speaker. "To sacrifice your own people so readily." "Monsters?" Sarah's eyes blazed. "Your Overlord glassed 3 worlds. 20 billion humans turned to ash because he wanted to make a point. My squad? They made a choice. They chose to trade 13 lives for the chance to end this war." She looked around the chamber, meeting the eyes, optical clusters, and sensory patches of every delegation. "Here's what happens now. The Hegemony's fleet is in chaos without their Overlord. Their subject species are already rebelling. You can join them in fighting for freedom, or you can stand aside. But know this: humanity is done being anyone's target practice. We've spent our entire history perfecting the art of war against ourselves. Now we have a common enemy." General ZYX stepped forward, his warrior's intuition recognizing a kindred spirit. "And if we refuse to ally with you?" Sarah smiled then, and several species noted how unsettling human predatory expressions could be. "Then you'll learn what the Overlord learned in his final moments, that humans don't just fight to win. We fight to make sure nobody ever thinks about attacking us again. We're persistence hunters, General. We followed the Overlord through 7 systems before we caught him. We can be very patient." The chamber fell silent again. Then, slowly, General ZYX raised his primary combat arm in salute. "The Theranian Empire stands with humanity." One by one, other delegations followed. By the time Sarachin collapsed from exhaustion, 47 species had pledged their support to the newcomers who had done the impossible. The war would continue, but it would no longer be about conquest. It would be about survival. And everyone now knew humans excelled at survival.